Fun fact 120. So I I'm scheduling my fun facts and thinking of things to talk about. If there's something you'd like me to talk about, you can comment and um we can talk about that. Um Nothing too graphic. Uh, this is not a graphic novel. No. So 120 is love, romance, and dating. So I haven't had a lot of that lately. Um, I am on a free dating app, which I did meet one person and did date him for a while, not too long. A month. We messaged for a while and then we met and we did meet and we did go out for a while and um, really liked him, but he was really far away and uh, English wasn't his first language, so it was really, and it wasn't a language that I knew. His first language wasn't a language I knew well. When we got together, we did do the translation, and I've talked about him before, but he's probably the last person that I officially dated or had a romantic kind of relationship with. But it just wasn't working out because of distance and language and other things. And then there was the guy that I met in person, and I really thought we had good energy. But the more I talked to him, the more I realized he wasn't for me. But I liked him, and it could have been more. But I think I would have made a lot of excuses for what he wasn't, and um, hope that he could learn and grow and stuff like that. And he was giving me the wishy-washy, I just want to be your friend, but made me a priority, spent a lot of his time and energy on me, but didn't want to say that we were anything besides friends. And I told him I'd try to be his friend because I had bigger feelings than that, but he wasn't really even a good friend. And he's the one that said, fuck you and fuck this relationship when I didn't agree that um, Palantir surveillance was more critical than people dying in ICE detention centers and being kidnapped off the street. That people dying was more important than Big Brother surveillance. And they're both very important things, but I think the more immediate thing, if you can save a life, is more important than making sure people don't know your business, I guess. I know it's more serious than that, but he actually said that only people who deserve to be in ICE detention centers were in ICE detention centers. And him being from another country and a minority, um, I don't think he understood that he was at risk of going to an ICE detention center. So there were a lot of things, but that was what we argued about, really. And so, yeah, so that one ended, and I don't really have any. If I have any thoughts towards him, it's more, I think he still misses me, um, but I don't really miss him. And there's people that I've messaged online through the dating app, there's people I've met in person, but nothing's really clicked. And a lot of the guys online, I get a lot of young 20 somethings that see my age and still think they want to meet me in person. I've got people who are too held back and don't say, "Hey, I'd like to date you." And then I have the ones that are very forward, but it's not, "Hey, I'd like to date you." It's, "I want to come over and show you what I can do." And I'm like, that doesn't impress me. Okay. So you need something more. You need something more going for you than that. And yeah. So that's kind of where all of that is at. And I've been coming to terms with a lot of different ideas about love and romance and dating, and I think I'm at a point where I would like somebody in my life, but I'm not gonna have somebody in my life that I'm not going to spend a lot of time on energy on anybody unless all the bells are ringing, really. Because, yeah, you have nice energy, but in reality, you're a narcissist or a misogynist or whatever. Um, yeah, you're gorgeous and I really like talking to you, but I can't stay connected to you because you're too far away and we don't talk on the phone. Yeah. Um, I think I need a whole package. And I think I wrote something today that was like, I know he's waiting for me, but I think he needs to move and find me now because I've looked enough, you know? Um, so I thought with the dating app that I'm on, the pictures I had out there were like a year and a half old, and Lord knows my hair and my wrinkles and all of that stuff is probably worse than a year and a half. And there's videos on here from a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years ago that show a different me maybe. And at different places maybe too. I think I started 3 places ago. So yeah. But what was I saying? Oh, so I decided to update the photos on the dating app, and I thought maybe this will get some of these 20-something guys to go, oh yeah, now I can see she's old or whatever, or yeah, no, this isn't, she's uh yeah, whatever. That might stop some of the people who are coming at saying they like me, shouldn't say they don't like me because they haven't read the profile or they haven't tried to figure out who I am. And that's the thing. It's like all these guys want to get together without even figuring out who I am. How can you think that you can please me or I can please you if we don't know each other? You have to have good communication and good conversation and be totally open and honest with each other in order to make each other happy in any way that you can think that you can make people happy. And so that I don't understand. They just kind of say, I can make you happy. And I'm like, you don't even know me. How do you think that you can make me happy? This part is so triangular. What if I just do this? This is so much better. Yes. And so, so love and romance and all of that stuff. Not really sure I'd like it, but I think I need it. I think I used to say, well, you're not going to get everything, And now I'm like, but why not? At this point, I think in all my other relationships, it's been um, not, I haven't been in it 100%, or I was at least for a while, but then once I realized they weren't the person who I thought they were, or if they continually hurt me, or, you know, I would make excuses. Well, that they didn't have a mom growing up, and that's why they don't know how to talk this way, or they don't know how to do this, or they don't understand that that's hurtful, or whatever. I made a lot of excuses for people hurting me, or bad behavior, or selfishness, or not seeing me even. So, yeah. And I'm just not going to do that anymore. Even the guy that was yelling, fuck you, I was making excuses for him. And I felt bad for him, but I felt bad for him because he lost me in that moment. And he was arguing, he was losing something. Well, I'm going to look at this. This is good. He was losing something precious, which is me, and valuable. And he didn't even know it. That's how in his own world he was. And even he was losing access to me too. He was losing the friendship. And I am a really, that's one thing I'll say, I'm a really good fucking friend. I really am. But people sometimes stop listening to me. Like when I say, hey, you need to figure this out. You're putting something on me that I have not done. And you keep putting it on me. I don't know what your expectations are. And if I'm not living up to them, I'm sorry, because I don't know what your expectations are. But I told you I'm very open and honest. And I told you up front, this is my deal. And that was with a friendship recently. I just had to cut her off because she was mad at me for not being more available and not reaching out to her more when I'm going through a lot myself. And she's going through a lot, but we've been talking years now about what she's going through. And there hasn't been any, she was doing movement and then it shut down. So whether it's a friendship or a relationship, there has to be some kind of memory, instinct, prioritization, communication, listening skills. And if I tell you several times, I'm going through a lot right now, I just need space, or you can't help me with this, I need to do it myself, but it means I need space. I'm trying to figure a lot of things out right now. And yeah, if it was somebody that I had a soul connection with and I was in love with, I would prioritize them. Yes, I would, but maybe not so much anymore because at this point I've always prioritized everybody else. And here I am sitting wondering where my soulmate is still. Are you? You were taking way too fucking. I'm funny. Yes, I am funny. So, so when it comes to romance and dating and love, I have another fun fact that I'm going to do. That was something that I wrote. It was a thought that hit me driving in the car, and um, it was about feeling love. And I'm going to read it over, and I might share some of that with you next time. So, tell me about your trials in dating and love and romance and the dichotomy in ages where somebody, or even ideologies, where somebody approaches you and they look at you and they think that you're a certain way and you're not. Even the guy that I met in person, and I texted him, I said, hey, I had a really good time, and he said, oh, it was my pleasure. And I was the one that was approaching him and showing interest. And he showed some interest, but he never said, hey, would you like, I'd really like to see you. Let's go for coffee or a walk or whatever. It doesn't have to involve money or anything like that. Just show me that you're interested and want to spend time and want to get to know me. But if you text me once after I thanked you for a nice night and you just say it was my pleasure, how do I respond to that? What am I supposed to say after that? I've already shown you my intention that I'd like to get to know you better at least. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it might be. So I'm kind of just not, I'm looking for new places to be. And I'm taking care of, there's so many things I was supposed to do this summer that I haven't done. So I'm thinking about trying to focus on those things and take care of myself if I can. and not, but I am working on a short story called Window Shopping for a Soulmate, and it's a real vibe. It's a real vibe. Look at this piece of hair just going, ooh, I'm just gonna go. It's like, it's, I know. I'm sometimes I'm distracted, girl. Yes. So I hope you all are having a lovely day. I know some of my last fun facts I didn't really even get to finish off because the phone rang or something else happened. So this is fun fact 120. I believe it was love, romance, and dating, which is it's none of that is happening. And I'm trying to figure out what I want. So I stop just being there for people who want me or yeah, what I want. Okay, I'm gonna say it. And what's his name? Uh, Shinji? Is it Shinji? I think it's Sinji? Sin, Jinsei. Apothecary Diaries, another sidetrack. Apothecary Diaries, there's Jinshi and Mao Mao. Mao Mao's the girl, Jinshi's the guy. And yeah, if I met Jinshi, I'd probably talk about frogs too. And if you know Apothecary Diaries, then you'll know that I'm being so naughty. Ciao, Bellas.